Good morning to all the students. Today we have started with a new topic, that is network theorems. This topic it is used to solve various complicated circuits, various non-linear circuits, to get the simplification with different methods. Generally, the methods which are used to solve a given network, given complicated network, that are nothing but one it is called as mesh current method, and second one it is called as node voltage method. Now these two methods are dependent on the most important theorem, that is you must know the theorems, but we have to also see the theorems and example on these terms, that is Kirchhoff's current law and Kirchhoff's voltage law. Kirchhoff's current law, it is the statement for the Kirchhoff current law. It is represented as the algebraic sum of currents at a node or junction is equal to 0. Means junction or node, it is the same term. The junction or node, it is that point at which two or more branches are connected. Now here, this circuit can, this Kirchhoff's current law, it can be used or applied for the analysis of DC circuit as well as AC circuit. Now here we have to see the simple circuit that consists of the number of branches, and these number of branches are represented like this. Now in this case, whenever we have to apply the Kirchhoff's current law, we have to use the current connection method. Now suppose this is that node, means here n it is represented as a node, and to this node the number of branches are connected. Now here this branch means through which the current should be entering to the circuit, that is current I1. Here it is that current I2. Here the current should be going outside, and it is represented as I3. Here the current should be also outward, I4, and current here it is that I5. Means these are the different currents. Means whatever the amount of current which is flowing from I1 and I2, that all amounts of current it is allowed to pass through this I3, I4, and I5 branch. Now by using Kirchhoff current law, we have to write this statement. That is, what is that statement? I1 plus I2. It is equal to the I3 plus I4 plus I5. Means here it is, we have to represent that it is that incoming current and it is that outgoing current. Means if both are equal, then current at this node point it should be 0. Means that is the statement. Also it is represented as, that is I1 plus I2 minus I3 minus I4 minus I5, then it is equal to 0. Means it can be also represented with this case, that is summation of current I, it is equal to 0. Means number of branches are there, and the branches generally represented, the current flowing towards node, it is taken as a positive, and current flowing away from node, it is taken as a negative, and therefore we have to write this equation. Now we have, by using the Kirchhoff's current law, we have to solve one of the example, and this example it is given here. Means we have to solve or find out the current flowing through various branches in this circuit. Now first of all, to find out the current, we have to use we must know the total resistance of the circuit. Means voltage it is given, current flowing through this circuit, throughout this circuit, that we have to find out. Means current I, current flowing through the circuit, current flowing to the circuit is calculated as I equal to, what is that I? Whenever we have to calculate the current flowing through any circuit, we have to use the Ohm's law. And here, by using that Ohm's law, we have to represent, that is phi upon R. Now phi it is given, that is 10 volt supply should be there, but here it is that combination of different resistors. Now we have to find out which are the series combination and which are the parallel combination. Once you must understand the series and parallel combination, it is easy to analyze or easy to calculate the resistance value. Means you must have to remember this thing, how to simplify it. How to simplify? Once you have to simplify it, automatically you must get the answer. Now starting from this point, means starting and end point, these are the most important thing in this case. Now from starting from this point of one register, here there are two branches, means one branch here, another branch here. Now that branch, it is how it is represented, that is here there is must be change one branch, it is that another branch, means we, and they are meeting at this point, and here it should be appears. Now we must calculate the total resistance for this case. Now to calculate that resistance value, we have to use the again series parallel combination, that is R equal to, now I have to represent that is R1, here it is R2 resistance and R3 resistance. Now R1, here we have to start from this. Now here these are the two parallel resistors, and these parallel resistors we have to use or find out the parallel combination resistance, that is nothing but R2 into R3 divided by R2 plus R3. And these two series resistance are in series with this R1 resistor, and therefore R1 plus R2 parallel R3, means once you have to simplify the equation like this. Once you have to simplify this, then it is easily to calculate the resistance value, and that resistance value we have to write like this. Now here that R equal to R1 plus R3, what is R2 into R3 divided by R2 plus R3. Now putting the values, we have to calculate it, that is 20 plus, here it is 20 ohm R2 value, and R3 value should be 10 ohm divided by 20 plus 10, means that it becomes 30. Now here we have to again simplify it, 20 plus 200 divided by 30. Now these zeros are cancelled, and 20 upon 3, it gives approximately value, that is 6.66. Therefore it is 3 into, that is firstly 6.66, means in this way we have to calculate this value, and its value should be represented as a 26.66 ohm. It is, means that is the total resistance value. Now resistance value we have to observe. Now we have to calculate the current flowing through the circuit, that is by using this formula. Now here in this on another page I have to start it, that is current I equal to V upon I. Now what is that resistance value? Resistance voltage it is 10 volt upon resistance value, that is 26.66 ohm. That is, now by using this value, we have to find out its value should be approximately becomes as a 0.375 ampere. Means that is the current flowing through the circuit. Now we have to find out the current flowing through 10 ohm resistor, that is R3 resistor, and current flowing through R2 resistor. Means whatever the amount of current, suppose in this case it is that current I should be here. Now here that current should be distributed in two parts. Means current should be, some current should be flowing through this 10 ohm resistor, some current should be flowing through this 20 ohm resistor. Now here we have to find out that values, that is current flowing through this R2 resistor. Now that must be solved by using two ways. Once it is solved by using the parallel combination resistor, and second way by using the Ohm's law. Now to find out Ohm's law, whenever we have to implement that Ohm's law, we have to use, that is voltage across this R3 register. Voltage across R3 register, VR3, it is equal to, that is voltage across R3, because these are the two parallel branches here. R3, R2 and R3, these are the two parallel branches, means voltage across this and voltage across this, both are same, and therefore we have to write that is VR3 equal to VR2 equal to, that is again Ohm's law, means I into R. Now what is R value? Total resistance of the circuit. It is that is parallel combination. Sorry, only we have to find out the resistance value for this R3 and R2, and therefore it is represented, that is parallel combination of R resistance. It is, its value should be, that is I into R2 or R3, R2 parallel R3. Therefore, what is that I value? I value, it is represented as a 0.375, and its parallel resistance should be 6.66 ohm. And whenever we have to find out this value, that value should be becomes as a 2.4975. It is volt. Means this voltage should be observed. Now, once we have to observe the voltage, we have to find out the current. That is current I2 equal to VR2 into R2. That is, now it is, sorry, VR2 upon R2 it is. Now here, what is VR2? VR2 value should be provided, that is 2.4975 upon, that is R2 resistance, that is here R2 resistance value should be 20 ohm. Now if you solve these values, its value should be approximately becomes, means if you are solving this value by using the calculator, means I have to also solve this with the help of small calculator, and that value should be 2.4975 divided by 20. Its value should be becomes as a 0.1248, means that value should be observed. That is the ampere. Now it is calculated in the straight way. Now I have to also represent, that is this can be also solved by using the parallel branch theorem. What is the parallel branch theorem? Means the voltage across R2 resistor, it is equal to voltage across R3 resistor, and therefore by using this formula I have to develop, or by using that parallel branch theorem we have to directly write, that is I2 equal to, what is that I2 equal to? It is that current I into, now here instead of getting that R2 resistance value, we have to write R3 upon R2 plus R3. Means by using this simple formula, that is called as parallel branch theorem. Now if you want to find out the I3 value, it is again by using that parallel branch theorem, it should be solved, that is I into R2. Instead of getting that R3 here, we have to write R2 and upon R2 plus R3. Means it can be solved either way. Now here I have to find out this value, that is what is I, its value should be 0.375 into R3 resistance, it is 10 ohm, and R2 should be 20 plus 10. Now here it is again solved by using or simplified, we have to simplify this, that is 3.75 upon 30. Now here that should be also I have to solve with one calculator, and small calculator should be there, and that is 3.75 divided by 30. Its value should be approximately, that is 0.125 ampere. Now these values and this value, that is I2 value, both are same. Means it is rounded. If it is 4, it is rounded, then it becomes 125. Here it is also 0.125. Means by using both methods, we have to solve this equation, or we have to solve this network which is to be provided. Now again we have to start with next theorem, That is nothing but Kirchhoff's voltage law. Now Kirchhoff voltage law, it is a statement, that is statement for this Kirchhoff voltage law. It is represented as the algebraic sum of voltages in a closed loop is equal to 0. Means one thing you must remember in this case, it is that you have to require a closed loop circuit. Means circuit should be completed. Means once you have to start from one point, you have to start and end with the same point to get the completion of circuit. Means when the circuit should be completed, the current is allowed to pass. Means we have to say that generally current, when current should be closed, when circuit should be completed. And that is the main meaning of this closed loop. Means closed loop in the sense that there must be some path must be required for the current flow. Now here it can be also solved by using this Kirchhoff voltage law. Now we have to write the equation for this Kirchhoff voltage law, that is by using Kirchhoff voltage law. Suppose we have to use one source here, another source it is connected here, and another resistance, second resistance, that is R1, here it is R2, and supply voltage V. Now by using Kirchhoff voltage law, what it represents, whatever the amount of voltage it is applied, it is equal to the voltage across this voltage across R1 resistor plus voltage across R2 resistor. Means we have to write that is voltage V equal to voltage across R1 plus voltage across R2 resistor. Means here by using this formula we have to get, that is, or by using Kirchhoff voltage law we have to write this formula. Now again, suppose if you want to write with the equation, means here we have to write that is V minus VR1, that is it should be taken on right side, minus VR2 equal to 0. Means here you have to get the value, that is V equal to, that is supply voltage V equal to minus VR1 minus VR2 equal to 0. Means in simple way, means applied voltage, it is the sum of voltages across each component. Means whatever the supply voltage, you have to get some voltage across each component, and that total summation of that voltage across each component, it is the given voltage. Means here we have to not required to remember whatever the condition. Means in a closed loop, the voltage sum should be 0. That is the statement. Now by using this statement, we have to solve one of the example, that I have to start with this example, and example that is here, I have to write that example. That example should be again similar to that of previous one. Here it is the supply voltage, its value should be 10 volt. The resistance R1, here it is that resistance R1, its value should be 20 ohm. Here that junction or node should be there, R2 resistor, and third resistor, here it is third resistor, and I have to write one more resistor here to simplify with another method. Means here the third resistor, which is represented as the RL, its value should be 10 ohm. Here it is again 10 ohm, means R3 should be 10 ohm, so R3, and R2 it is 20 ohm. Now by using Kirchhoff voltage law, how that voltage law it is applicable? Means that voltage law must be applicable to the loop, that is once you have to find out the closed loop. Closed loop, how it appears? Here it is that from the supply voltage positive through this resistor R1, R2, there is negative. One loop should be found. Another loop, it should be find out, here it is. Now one more, suppose one can say that, sir, whether there is possibility of getting one more loop, that should be also possible. And here it is that from supply voltage R1, R3, RL, and here we have to go. That is across this negative supply. Means in any way we have to find out the current values. And for this case, we have to make the configuration, that is I have to write here it is the loop 1. That is loop 1, and here I have to write the loop 2. Now the direction of current, it is most important. How you have to take the direction? Means suppose one can say that I have to write the current direction like this. That should be also possible. Now here the current flowing through this R2 and the another current because of this loop that is flowing through this R3, RL and R2, they are opposing to each other. If they are opposing to each other, you have to write the negative sign. And if they are in the same direction, you have to write the positive sign. Now I have to write the positive sign, and therefore I have to make this simplification like this. Means current should be flowing through this. The direction of current, it is represented like this. That is loop 2. Means I have to represent that condition. Now writing the equation for the loop 1. Now firstly we have to write the equation for loop 1. That is Kirchhoff's voltage law. What is that voltage law? The supply voltage, it is equal to the voltage across R1 plus voltage across R2. That is V1 equal to, now voltage across R1, it is nothing but current into resistance. That is I into R1. That is I1 R1. And current flowing through this R2 resistor. Now in this R2 resistor, there are two types of currents that are flowing. One, it is I1 current. Here it is for this loop 1, we have to write current I1, and for this loop 2, we have to write the current I2. Therefore, I have to write that is I1 R2 plus. Why it is plus? It is because we have to consider the current flowing through this resistor. It is from this top side, from this side towards this side. Means therefore we have to write this plus sign, and here that current I2 and R2. Means it is that current I2 which is flowing through this another closed loop. Now we have to simplify this. That is taken common this I1 term, or we have to directly put the resistance value, and we have to simplify this equation. That is 10 volt. Now I1, that is into R1, that is 20 I1 plus R2 value, that is again 20 ohm, 20 I1, and third term, that is plus what is 20 I2. Means we have to get this equation number, sorry, we have to again simplify this. That is 10 plus 40 I1 plus 20 I2. Means here it is the equation number 1. Now second equation we have to solve, we have to find out for loop 2. That is, here it is, we have to start with this loop second. Now for this loop second, there is no energy source, means therefore we have to write it is equal to 0. That is from 0 equal to, we have to write again the resistance current flowing through this R2. It is most important. Here I1 should be also flowing, as well as I2 should be also current flowing. Therefore we have to write directly equation, that is, or we have to write that is I2 R2 plus that is, here it is 10 and here 10, means I have to directly write that is 20 ohm, because these are the series combination resistor. Therefore that is R2 plus R3 plus RL into I2 plus 20, that is I1 R2. Now we have to simplify this. This is that I2 value. R2 value should be 20 ohm, 20 I2 plus, here it is that again 20 I2 plus it is 20 I1. Now if you are getting this value, that is 0 equal to 20 I1 plus 40 I2. Now equation number second. Now here we have to get two equations, simultaneous equation, and these equations are simplified with very small steps. That is, we have to multiply one equation and it is either added or subtracted. Now we have to subtract because the positive sign should be present for both cases, and we have to multiply the equation number 2 by 2 value, that is multiply with 2 to equation number second. Means here we have to make the simplification, that is we have, and we can get the another equation. That another equation, it is represented like this. Here it is 0 equal to 20, that is we have to get 40 I1 plus 80 I2. And another means is that another equation we have to obtain, and this must be subtracted from this equation, or the equation 1, from equation 1 we have to subtract this. Whatever the term, we have to get the same result, same answer, means there is no change. Means I have to write simply, that is 40 I1 plus 20 I2. Now here we have to subtract these two terms, minus sign, here it is that minus sign, minus sign. Now this term, that is term which is related to I1, that should be cancelled. What is the remaining? Minus 10 equal to 80 minus 20, that is 60 I2. Now here, that is we have to get this equation. Now what is the value of I2? I2, it is nothing but minus it is. Now why that minus sign should becomes, we have to again simply make this condition, that is 10 upon 60, and it is because we have to consider the current flowing through this circuit, current flowing through this R2 branch, it is having same direction, but it is not having same direction because the current flowing through this R2 having the another direction, means it is subtracted from this I1, it is not I1 value, but it is subtracted, not added, and therefore we have to get this value. And if you are getting that simplified this value, we have to write I2 equal to, that is minus sign, it is because of the current direction which we have to consider. That is again, if you are getting this condition or simplify, you have to get this equation. Now here we have to stop here. We have to solve this example, the same example again we have to solve with the another method also. Then we have to say that the Kirchhoff current law, it should be again similar to that of our required condition. Now we have to stop here. Now in next lecture we have to think about the another theorems through which we have to analyze same circuit, means for the same circuit the analysis we have to use, and what happens that we have to see. Thank you.